Stop everything you're doing right now, because what I'm about to tell you could completely reshape how you see the Cleveland Browns' entire season. While everyone else is sleeping on this story, I've been digging deep, and what I've uncovered will blow your mind. This isn't just another quarterback competition. This is the moment that could define the next decade of Browns football. You think you know what's happening in Cleveland? Think again. Because behind closed doors, something massive is brewing, and the ripple effects are already being felt throughout the entire AFC North. The Steelers are nervous. The Ravens are watching. And the Bengals. They should be terrified of what's coming. Here's what nobody's talking about. The Cleveland Browns are about to make a decision that will either catapult them into Super Bowl contention or set them back another 5 years. And it all comes down to one position, one choice, one moment of truth that's happening right now in training camp. For decades, Browns fans have endured the carousel of mediocrity at quarterback. You've watched promising starts crumble into disappointment. You've seen draft picks flame out and veteran acquisitions fail to deliver. But what if I told you that this year is different? What if I told you that the answer to Cleveland's prayers might already be on the roster, just waiting for his moment to shine? The conventional wisdom says Joe Flacco is the safe choice. The veteran with the Super Bowl ring, the steady hand who can manage games and keep the Browns competitive. And sure, on paper, that makes sense. Flacco has been there, done that, and bought the championship t-shirt. He's the kind of quarterback who won't lose you games, who can execute the game plan, and let the defense and running game carry the load. But here's where it gets interesting. Safe choices are exactly what's kept the Browns in mediocrity for so long. While everyone's focused on Flacco's resume, they're missing the real story unfolding right in front of them. Kenny Pickett isn't just some cast-off from Pittsburgh. This is a former first-round pick who's been humbled, who's learned from his mistakes, and who's hungrier than ever to prove he belongs in this league. Think about it. Pickett knows what it feels like to fail on the biggest stage. He's experienced the pressure of being the guy in passionate football city, and he's lived through the consequences when things don't go according to plan. But instead of breaking him, that experience forged him into something different, something potentially special. Then there's the plot twist nobody saw coming, Shader Sanders. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. He's just a rookie. Rookies don't start in Cleveland. Rookies don't come in and immediately transform franchises. But every now and then, a rookie comes along who refuses to follow the script. And from what I'm hearing out of training camp, Sanders isn't just participating in this competition. He's legitimately threatening to win it. That preseason performance against Carolina? 138 yards and 2 touchdowns in his NFL debut. While other rookies are struggling with the speed of the game, Sanders looked like he belonged. More importantly, he looked like he could lead. And leadership is what the Browns have been missing for years. Dillon Gabriel adds another layer to this fascinating puzzle. Here's a quarterback who's been flying under the radar, but showing exactly the kind of skills that translate to NFL success. While everyone's debating between the veteran and the former first-rounder, Gabriel is quietly building a case that can't be ignored. But here's the real kicker, and this is where things get absolutely wild. The Browns front office isn't just evaluating these quarterbacks for this season. They're thinking bigger picture. They're asking themselves a fundamental question that could reshape the entire franchise. Do we play it safe with Flacco and hope for a wild card berth, or do we bet on the future and potentially unlock something extraordinary? Because let's be brutally honest about where Cleveland stands right now. This roster is loaded with talent on both sides of the ball. The defense is nasty. The offensive line is improved. The skill positions have playmakers who can make any quarterback look good. This isn't a rebuilding team hoping to compete someday. This is a team that's ready to win right now. And that's exactly why the quarterback decision is so crucial. The difference between choosing the right guy and the wrong guy isn't just a few wins or losses. It's the difference between wasting a championship-caliber roster and potentially launching a dynasty. Now, here's where I need you to really pay attention, because this next part is going to challenge everything you think you know about the Browns' strategy. What if, and hear me out on this, what if Cleveland already knows who their starter is going to be, and this whole competition is just a smokescreen? What if they've seen enough from one of these younger quarterbacks in practice to know they've got something special, but they're letting the competition play out publicly to build investment and excitement? It would be classic Kevin Stefanski, the chess master who's always thinking 3 moves ahead. The beauty of this situation is that Cleveland literally cannot lose. If Flacco wins the job, they've got a proven veteran who can maximize this roster's potential for at least 1 season. If Pickett emerges victorious, they've got a former first-round talent entering his prime with something to prove. And if one of the rookies somehow pulls off the upset, well, then the Browns might have just found their franchise quarterback years ahead of schedule. But here's what I really think is happening, and this is pure speculation based on everything I've observed. I believe the Browns are leaning toward making a bold choice. I think they're tired of being safe. I think they're ready to bet on talent and potential rather than just experience and game management. Because at the end of the day, Super Bowl championships aren't won by playing it safe. They're won by teams that are willing to take calculated risks, by organizations that can identify special talent and have the courage to trust it when it matters most. The AFC North is absolutely loaded right now. The Ravens have Lamar Jackson in his prime. The Bengals have Joe Burrow building something special. Even the Steelers are trying to recapture their glory days. In that kind of division, being merely competitive isn't enough. You need an edge. You need something that separates you from the pack. And maybe, just maybe, that edge is already on the Browns roster, just waiting for the opportunity to prove it. So Browns fans, I want you to think about this differently. Instead of worrying about who's going to start week 1, get excited about the possibilities. Get excited about the fact that for the first time in years, Cleveland has legitimate options at the most important position in football. Get excited about the potential for something truly special to emerge from this competition. If you're loving this deep dive into what's really happening with the Browns, make sure you're subscribed to Browns Breakout, because we're just getting started. Smash that like button to let me know you want more content like this, and drop a comment telling me who you think should win this quarterback battle. The next few weeks are going to be absolutely crucial for the future of this franchise. Every practice, every preseason snap, every decision is building toward a moment that could define the next decade of Browns football. And I'll be here breaking it all down, giving you insights you won't find anywhere else, and keeping you ahead of the curve on everything Browns. This quarterback competition isn't just about finding a starter for 2024. It's about identifying the leader who can finally deliver that championship Cleveland has been chasing for so long. It's about finding the guy who can walk into that huddle in January and make 11 other men believe that anything is possible. The Browns are at a crossroads, and the path they choose in the coming weeks will echo through Browns history for generations. Will they play it safe with experience, or will they bet on the future and potentially unlock something magical? The answer is coming soon, and when it does, it's going to change everything you thought you knew about Cleveland Browns football. Stay locked in, stay passionate, and remember, the best is yet to come for the Cleveland Browns.